What's going on, guys, and welcome back to Footy with an Edge. Man United have just lost 2-1 away to West Ham in what was definitely the worst refereeing decision I have ever seen. It's literally like the PGMOL is sitting there week in, week out trying to find ways to one-up themselves. They started with the Declan Rice second yellow card for just touching the ball against Brighton. Then they overruled the offside for Bernardo Silva to give Man City the win against Wolves. And today, they give West Ham a penalty after 5 fucking minutes of deliberation. Like, David Coote was staring at that monitor like he's trying to play Where's Waldo, literally begging for De Ligt to have to done something to allow him to give the penalty. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that the PGMOL refs are more concerned about not making their mates look bad than they are about getting the decision right. Literally, every freaking time they send a ref to the monitor, you just know the decision is going to get overturned, regardless of what happens. The slow motion replay could have shown De Ligt just tickling Danny Ings in the armpits, and David Coote would have given the penalty. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. I can't wait to hear Howard Webb coming out next week and saying, "Oh, we're so sorry, we got that one wrong. Should never have been a penalty. We promise we won't do it again." And sure enough, they will freaking do it again. You know, I'm not usually one to focus on the negatives, as viewers of this channel will know, but take a look at this article by Squawka where they discuss what the Premier League table would look like without all the VAR errors after game week 8. So this doesn't even involve this game week. You see 9 teams actually changing positions in the league because of freaking VAR. I mean, you have to be some specialty of idiots to mess up that many decisions after just 8 weeks of Premier League football. And what's worse is that this article also tracks how many VAR decisions have gone for and against each team. And take a look at this. Surprise, surprise, Man City have 3 decisions for and 0 decisions against. Just look at this and tell me this shit is not rigged. I swear to God, this match reaction was supposed to be just about how shit West Ham have played, how shit our finishing was, and how we walked away with a draw instead of walking away with a win. But the PGMOL has yet again made it all about themselves. So guess what? David Coote and Michael Oliver, you're getting what you wanted. Everyone is going to be talking about you for the next 7 days till we play Chelsea and we're forced to talk about 2 other prats that are in charge of that game. I need to calm down. Let me take a breath and let's get into United's performance, what went right and what went wrong. Now, I want to start with the positives in this game because I suspect most of you are well aware of the negatives. The first half today was by far the best we have moved the ball this season, with players like Dalot, De Ligt, Casemiro, Rashford, and Bruno all stepping up to the plate and delivering when we had the ball in possession. I saw us win the ball back under pressure in our own half, work our way up the pitch with a lot of composure. There was even a time in the 7th minute where Dalot won the ball back, and within 6 passes we were through on goal. So one thing I can say without a doubt is that our passing this season has improved tremendously, especially in the midfield. Heck, Casemiro was man of the match today, not for his goal, but for his passing. He was crisp and accurate with his passing whenever he got the ball. He took care of it. He looked like he wanted the ball. All things that we haven't seen in games before the season. And even his long-range passing was very, very accurate. Let's look at his stats for a bit. He had 96 touches, 10 passes into the final third, 1 cross out of 2 attempted, and 100% accuracy across 7 long balls. He almost even had an assist for Bruno in the 13th minute when he played a first-time long ball into the box that Bruno headed over Fabianski. So in possession, whether that's passing or structure of the team, movement off the ball, everything is looking a lot better. Now let's talk about our chance creation. Across our front 6 players here, so that's midfield and attack, we created 10 chances in that game. And when you add the 2 created by Dalot and 1 each by Xerxes and Ahmad off the bench, that's 14 chances created against West Ham today. In that first half, not only was our passing good in the build-up, it was also good in the final third for once in a long time. You saw Rashford trying to pass instead of shoot. You saw Garnacho trying to pass instead of shoot. You saw Bruno making the right pass instead of going for the Hollywood pass. And Casemiro was stepping up to the plate and doing the right things. From my calculations, we could have been 3-0 up in the 13th minute. you had the first chance by Garnacho where Bruno cuts it back at the edge of the box and he hit the crossbar. You had Garnacho's second chance, which was in the 8th minute, where he's basically one-on-one and he just needs to bend it around Fabianski, but he puts it wide. And then you have the Bruno header from the Casemiro through ball that he just puts over the goal. Now, I know people are going to be shitting on Dalot for missing his chance in the first half. But for me, these two chances from Garnacho are equally egregious misses. How can you have your starting left winger miss two sitters like that in the first 10 minutes of a game? I mean, if he scores one of those two, we're probably going into the halftime 3-0 up because we had the confidence in that first half to do whatever we wanted. And if Rashford missed those chances, or if Ahmad missed those chances, or anybody else missed those chances, we would be giving them equally as much shit. I understand that we really like Garnacho as a player, but criticism is important for growth. And we need to criticize Garnacho for missing those two chances. They were just way too easy. You know, Nicholas Jackson was missing those chances for Chelsea last season, and he was getting dogs criticism. So let's make sure that if we're going to shit on Dalot, we're also giving equal criticism to Garnacho where it's deserved. And look, let's talk about the Dalot miss for a second. It was horrendous. He should be putting that in the back of the net, but I'm tired of putting the expectation on our right back to score a crucial goal for us. Like I said, we could have been 3-4, 5-0 up at the halftime, even with that Dalot miss. Look, things are going from bad to worse to terrible for Erik Ten Hag. The guy just cannot catch a break at the moment. Between the Palace draw and this loss, we should probably have 5 more points right now, which would have put us on 16 points, just 1 point behind Chelsea in 4th place. But instead, we're on 11 points after 9 games in 14th place behind West Ham. I mean, talk about insult to injury. I want everyone who watches this channel to try to understand something. Erik Ten Hag is not supposed to be the second coming of Jesus Christ. He is not the savior that's going to win us a Premier League title or get us playing like prime Barcelona. His job is to get us to the end of this season better than where we left off at the end of last season, which means we have to get more than 60 points and finish better than 8th place. We have to score more than 57 goals and concede less than 58 goals. We have to be better in possession, creating better chances for our forwards, and we have to be better out of possession, conceding fewer shots on goal. I think we are still on track to achieve all 4 of those targets at the end of the season, despite the awful start that we've had. I mean, have we been better in possession? I think we have. Have we been better out of possession, conceding fewer shots in every game? I think we have. So things are on track, even though the results are not going our way. So I need you guys to stay with me here. I'm not saying back Ten Hag to the hills. He's made a lot of mistakes as a coach, especially on the defensive side of things in the last 3 years that he's been here. But hear me out. What could Ten Hag have done differently to win us that game today or win us the game against Palace? We created enough chances to score more goals than West Ham and get the 3 points. We pretty much shut them out of the game defensively as well. Is Ten Hag supposed to get on that pitch and score the goals? And I know you guys will be blaming Ten Hag for the chances West Ham created in the second half, but you have to understand how football works. It took a lot out of United to perform the way they did in the first half by creating all those chances and continuously knocking on West Ham's doors. To not be 1, 2, or 3 goals up at halftime means the United players go in exhausted, having given absolutely everything, while the West Ham players go in kind of fresh, thinking they've gotten away with one at the end of a shit performance in a shit half. It is much easier for West Ham to come out fresh for a new half with some substitutions to change that game than it is for United to come out and play at that same intensity again. So at the end of it all, my point is sacking Ten Hag right now does not mean the players will start putting away these chances and we're going to turn into prime Barcelona. We're at a very, very difficult point in our club's history, and making sudden changes, does not save the club from where it is right now. In 9 games so far, we've scored 8 goals against an XG of 15.65, which means had we taken our chances, we'd have the same number of goals as Arsenal and Liverpool at the time of recording this video. And then we would have won that game against Brighton instead of losing 2-1. We could have won against Palace and we could have won against West Ham today. So, coulda, woulda, shoulda. We're not as good as we want to be because we have big dreams according to the great history of this club. But we need to be patient and we need to give it a few years before we can get to that. So sacking Ten Hag right now does not solve the problem. Just stay patient with the management because you're being delusional if you think a change now means we'll win the league next year. But we can still sneak into the top 4 if we can put together a decent run of games. And once we get to the summer, sack Ten Hag and get that dream manager that everybody wants. That's all we need to do. Be patient till the end of the season because a change now means nothing. I hope you guys agree. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.